Hi everyone, it's me. I am sitting in front of my window looking at the lake. I am thoroughly enjoying the sun. I'm looking good, feeling good. It's going to be a beautiful day today, so I'm going to try and enjoy. But anyways, I want to talk about the different stages. Three very individual stages when it comes to having a loved one who has chosen what some would consider destructive behaviors, whether it's drugs, alcohol, alienation, whatever. And I want to talk about the fact that I have been in groups. I've been in Al-Anon, I've been in Facebook groups and things like that. And there's three different stages. It was just very simple. It's the beginning, middle, and end stage. And I'm not saying you can't flow between the stages. And I'm not saying sometimes if you feel you're in the end stage, you won't go back to the first stage or you may end up in the middle. But I want to talk about the fact that when you're dealing with someone who is choosing a behavior which is causing you pain, and ultimately causing them pain, even though they don't think it's causing them pain, because if you watch Intervention, anyone who's heavily involved in drugs is using the drug to alleviate their pain and they have to continue to use the drug. My father was an alcoholic. He, at towards the stage prior to the intervention, was 6'2" and 130 pounds. And I did the intervention, and then he was able to. I mean, I'm not saying that he didn't drink again, but after being heavily medicated and practically comatose, he came out and he did not have another drink after that. So we were able to enjoy the rest of his retirement, and he was my best friend. So I'm not saying it wasn't a struggle, but Al-Anon saved my life. I've also been dealing with parental alienation, so I've been in groups and that are also saving me and allowing me to relieve some of my pain, my anger, or whatever the case is, which is less and less over time. And I feel I'm towards the end stage of this game. So what you have when you go into any group, you'll have people that are at the beginning, middle, and end, and that's just the way it is. Beginning stage is someone that says, how can I fix that person? How can I get them to stop? How can I get them back? How can I, or you feel that you can heal or save someone. And you'll do everything in your power to do it, even if you go bankrupt, even if you end up with nothing. You are trying to get that person to see the light and get them to come back and get them to stop using or contact you. And the beginning stages is an incredibly hard stage. Minute by minute, you worry about that person, losing their life, or most of it is that there will never be a reconnection. Middle stage is finally when you say, you know what, I'm really tired. I'm so tired. I don't know if I can do this anymore. So you get to the point where you say, well, this is the way it is. I'm going to accept my fate, and I am going to focus on myself. And that may be where you go into, if a child has chosen to separate and you've had their room set up for a while, what do I do with their stuff? Well, you're like, well, if they don't come and get it, it's going to be donated, or I'll mail it, or whatever. You're finally ready to not sever ties, but to give them their shit back. And then the end stage is where you have done a lot of work. You've cried, you've begged, you've pleaded, but you're like, I have a life, and I'm going to live my life, and I am going to surround myself with people that bring me joy and peace and all that other good stuff. And I choose love. Love for myself, love for others, and it's going to be a reciprocal love. So it's going to flow. Ebb and flow. That's just the way it is. So I am towards the end stage. I'm not saying I never revert to stage one, because we are challenged throughout this process, where mine was going on for so long. And then in 2019, my grandma was passing away. My daughter showed up, ignored me, wouldn't say hi. And so I'm not saying I didn't revert back and say, I want to talk to them. I want to grab a hold of them. I want to hug them. I want to tell them I love them. And I want to beg them to come back into my life. And I didn't. I attempted to talk to my youngest. She ignored me. And then self-preservation kicked in. And I said, I'm just going to sit on the sidelines and at least hear her voice. And that's what I did. But at that point, you have to have a group of people that know your story, support you, and you can be real with. I had to reach out to my friends and say, I'm weak right now. I want to just talk to my daughter. I want to grab a hold of them. I love them. I miss them, etc. And my friends say, don't do it. Don't do it. Unless it's reciprocal, don't do it. So I want to talk about what's really important regarding being in groups or whatever the case is. If you see someone that's in stage 1, and they've been in stage 1 for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it is most likely something deeper is going on where they would rather focus on the person that is the drug addict, the alcoholic, the child that's disconnected or alienated. They would rather just focus on them than really deal with what's going on with themselves. Because it's easier. We don't want to admit we have flaws. We don't want to admit we f***ed up or messed up or that we were abused or whatever. Sometimes it's just easier to focus on someone else and to try to control them or get them to come back or whatever. There's nothing I can say to someone that is stuck in stage 1. I can say, it's time to get up. It's time to start moving forward. It's time to let go. It's time to focus on yourself. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I will walk alongside of you, but you have to move. You have to continue moving with me. If you're going to stay stuck in stage 1, there's very little I can do for you, and you just have to resonate and stay there. So if you're going through this, you have to make sure you gravitate towards others who are also getting towards the end stage, where it's the place where you've accepted, you have a new life, you are still alive despite the choices of others, you found happiness despite the choices of others, and you have found a reason to move on. Not only that, you can wake up and find joy the second your mind turns on. You can think, wow, I get to go outside today. I am going to go to work and I'm going to make myself something for lunch that I really like to eat. I'm going to reach out to a friend. I'm going to make plans with someone I haven't seen in a while. You find a reason to get up and keep moving. And you realize that there is life despite what others choose to do. You can allow them to stay in their stage, and you can allow them to do their own thing. And you can hope that you don't get a call that they found your loved one ceased somewhere in a drug-induced state or whatever the case is. You can hope that one day you reconnect with your children. You would think that it's possible, but you're not going to simply exist to wait for that person to get better or to contact you or to say, hey, I miss you. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, let's get together. Hey, I want you to see your grandkids. Whatever the case is, make sure if you are stuck in the first stage, it is your choice to be there. I chose to move forward, and I chose to finally do something good for myself because I deserve it. So anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. What stage are you at? I'm not saying you won't be in the 75th percentile where you're getting really close and you feel like you're there. I'm not saying you're not going to ever revert back, but make sure that even if you revert back for a minute, you get back up and you just move on. Or you choose not to revert back and stay stuck in that space. Just, you have to keep getting up and you have to keep moving forward, and that's just the way it is. You don't find joy if you're looking for anger. You don't find joy if 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 there's unrest on the other side. You have to look for the joy. You have to seek the joy out, and you have to seek out the happiness, and you have to, most important, seek out the light. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I hope everyone's having a really good day, and we will talk with you soon. Bye bye.